Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm John Taylor. I'm one of the guitar players for the band Decimus, and we are doing the Decimus Experience. And today we are talking to Bud McDonald, the guitar player for Provoke the Colossus. I wanted to say Poke the Bear. So, something great about today is, well, tonight Decimus, Provoke the Colossus, and Degrave are all playing at the Tavern, and so we decided to take a moment and do an interview. So how long has Provoke the Colossus been playing shows?
A little over 2 years now.
And where exactly are you guys from?
We're based out of Columbia. That's half the band lives in Columbia. That's kind of where I met. Me and the drummer met via Craigslist. I took a Craigslist ad out.
So it was an internet date.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I met up with him and we jammed out and just kind of worked from there. I had a lot of old songs that I had been swirling around by myself for a while that I kind of demoed out and gave to him.
Yeah.
And we turned those demos into kind of some of the songs that we perform.
So the first time I ever saw you guys, I was taken back because I'm only 22 years old, and I was taken back to my youth. I'm a big fan of Pantera and Dimebag. Have you ever heard of the guitar player Dimebag Darrell?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, saying that, who would you say are some of your influences of being a guitar player?
Some of my influences. So, we'll get the obvious ones out of the way. We got Dime, obviously.
Which, by the way, your guitar is fucking badass.
Right. Thank you. I spent a long time shopping around and looking around for it. It's where I landed. Dime Slime, because you can't see it. So Dime, Angus Young from AC/DC really got me into music in general. And then some of the other ones, there's Anders Bjorler, who is the guitar player for At the Gates and The Haunted, which are Swedish bands.
Yeah, Ola England played it.
Yeah, I was going to say Ola England also. I like Ola England a lot.
Yeah, he's a big fan of our show.
Oh, sweet. Shout out Ola. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, there's Ola, and then I was going to say Willie and Mark from Lamb of God.
Oh yeah,
a big Lamb of God fan.
I fucking love Lamb of God. I hated Lamb of God with a and I was like, everybody says this band is so awesome, and I think I had Ashes of the Wake. And I had to take like a really long drive, and I said, fuck it, I'm going to listen to this entire CD. And when it was done, I just kept driving and started listening to it again. Lamb of God is, a big thing for me. So, what turned you on to AC/DC? AC/DC is one of those bands that you just don't like trip over and go, holy shit, that's AC/DC. Somebody has to hand you AC/DC.
Right. Growing up, my dad had the albums on cassette, and we were always rocking those. And then he bought me a boombox where I could copy all the tapes and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So I just copied Back in Black and Dirty Deeds and Highway to Hell and Razor's Edge. So I just got really started on those. And then one day, he walked over and said, "You might like this," and handed me "And Justice for All" by Metallica. And I was like, holy shit, I do like that.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm taken back. Yeah, my first Metallica experience was Ride the Lightning. And I mean, I'd never heard any shit like that before.
Right.
It's like, that must have been some kind of like Satan music or something, but I was so drawn to it. Right. Yeah, Metallica, it's weird. You talk to the younger generation that are like in their teens to early 20s, and their whole perception of Metallica is completely different. And you talk to the older crowd, and like the new Metallica are imposters, and just what they wrote, man.
Right, and honestly, I saw them in 2017, and it was still a really good show, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about gear. I know that a lot of people don't want to listen to guitar players talk about gear because it's like doing algebra, which I really fucking hate. But
I keep it really simple. I don't have a lot of gear.
yeah, what kind of head are you playing through?
I play a Randall RG 1503.
Yeah.
It's basically a remake of what Dime used on Cowboys from Hell. And then I played that through a Randall RX 412 cab with Jaguar speakers.
And that's a solid state head, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I could, when you hooked everything up, we're in the back room right now where all the rock stars hang out. And I heard you rip it open, man, and it sounded sweet. There's something, that is a signature one-of-a-kind sound.
Right. And I don't want to say I wanted to rip his sound off, but when I'm going to play live, like that's kind of, I wanted people to be hit with that, immediately.
Yes.
And then when I first got it, it was out of control, squealing, all kinds of shit, feedback. So I needed a noise gate, and I started looking into Horizon Devices, fucking blanking on it.
We'll just say the Horizon.
The Precision, it's the Horizon Devices Precision Overdrive.
Okay.
So it's a noise gate and an overdrive pedal.
Right.
So you have like bright and attack and all that other shit, and a noise gate you can adjust with it as well. So that's where I get that crisp, like where I can like triple it in there and just stop, and it just stops with me.
Yes. Yeah.
Noise gate.
I've never been a pedal guy. I've always been a processor guy, and so people who buy pedals and can dial them in just blow my mind. I mean,
there's really not much dialing in. I've got two pedals. The noise gate, which I turn the noise gate overdrive, which I turn all the way up on the noise gate, and then I turn the attack. I just adjust the attack, and it like clicks. It has like five settings. Yeah. So you just sit there and triple it and adjust it in, and then there's bright and volume.
But your tone, man, is just badass.
Thank you.
And I know a lot of that has to be attributed to that badass guitar that I'm looking at.
Right. Honestly, I attributed a lot of it to Ola England because I was looking for a new head when I bought this amp head, and I saw him demo it, and he demoed it, and then he also did another video where he did metal with it, and he started off, and the beginning of the video just sounded really crunchy. I love the low end palm muting on it and everything. So I watched him, he like dialed everything in. I kind of like listened to my guitar while I kind of like started where he was at on the amp in the video, and then I kind of like played on my guitar and slightly adjusted from there.
Yes.
So
yeah, man, I have learned so much shit from Ola England.
Right, that dude.
Like long before he was doing videos, he was in forums. I mean, I learned how to dial in drum tones from that guy.
Right.
So much shit.
Right.
How to get a decent recording guitar. Yeah, Ola England.
Right.
Ola, if you're watching this, man, you're like the godfather of this shit, and everybody has learned something from you.
Absolutely.
So thank you very much. And
anytime I'm looking for advice, I'm like, Ola.
Yes.
What did Ola do?
Well, I play the Positive Grid bias amp, and it was because of Ola England. And he was using the software, and then was blown away, and like, oh wow, I can make this sound good.
Right.
I was like, wow. So yeah, I went from the 5150. I bought that and had it for 2 weeks, turned around, sent it back, and then ordered the Positive Grid.
You didn't like it? You know what you need?
I do, but our tone, our music takes so many different turns and stuff that it wasn't very practical for what we do. But if I was playing like anything from The Haunted, I'd probably play that.
Right.
So, and there's so many amps out on the market today, and so. I think,
right. That's why I was like, I just had to go old school with it when I was looking at my shit.
Yeah.
And then the only other pedal I got is a wah pedal. Weeping Demon Ibanez wah pedal.
I love those things.
Right.
First off, they sound cool.
Right.
They have a cool name. They look cool.
Right. And they're versatile. I love the switch between being able to switch it on and off and it being spring loaded.
Yes.
Love switching, being able to switch back and forth.
Yep. Man, there are so many cool new toys out every day, and drums. Wow, I'm starting to get into triggers and
really?
pedals and long boards and short boards. And I do not play drums. But our drummer is really into it.
So I play a little bit of drums, but
I suck.
I've got We got 8-piece, 10-piece Mapex double bass Mapex set with a Mapex Black Panther snare drum, vinyl cymbals.
So I wanna shift this conversation for a minute. Other than metal, what other type of music do you listen to?
A lot, all kinds. My last album that I bought on vinyl 2 months ago was The Chronic by Dr. Dre.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Let's see, before that, I venture around. I like funk music. I like a lot of funk.
I just started like really getting into funk.
Right.
I was
The
listening.
snaps and the pops and the traveling. I also really like Primus too. Primus is a good like fusion. You listen to Primus?
I have seen them live. Blew my mind.
Right.
Yeah, never seen anything like that before in my life until I had seen Primus. And yeah, I was listening to, I think, Perm from Bruno Mars, asking myself, why aren't I listening to more funk? And then I this was just a couple of weeks ago, and then I started getting into Rose Royce, some more groovier Stevie Wonder. So yeah.
I like to go down notes sometimes too, and really like Bill Withers.
I have no clue who Bill Withers is.
You don't know who Bill Withers is?
I almost want to say
no
that.
sunshine.
Yes, okay, yeah.
Everybody knows Bill Withers.
Yes. Yeah. So what's in the horizon for Provoke the Colossus, Poke the Bear? What are you guys doing?
We were gonna go on a small tour this past summer.
Yeah.
So whenever all this COVID stuff kind of backs off and we can start traveling again.
I think our last show, Decimus's last show, was in February at Rose, and we played with you guys, and I think you were telling us about it then.
Right. We were we had dates lined out we were going to start in Columbia and then go to Tennessee, Georgia, and then end in Florida, and we were going to take like a band vacation in Florida.
That's right. Didn't somebody know somebody in Florida? I can't remember the whole story. I had a couple of drinks.
We played last year in Florida, and there's a bar down there.
That's it, yeah.
There's a bar down there that lets you set up shows, so I just set up a show through email, and then got a bunch of other bands together through email, and then met all of these people for the first time when we drove down there.
Yeah. So are you going to try to do that again, maybe this winter?
I don't know about winter. We'll probably shoot for like summer next year. Yeah. Funds, kids, that kind of shit. Well, I guess I'm the only one in the band with a kid, but
yeah, I have kids. Anything going to the studio soon?
Yeah.
Music?
We're working on some new music. So we have our demo, and we're re-recording the demo stuff and polishing it up. And we're also going to add 5 more tracks to it and just release it as a whole album.
Yes.
And, take the demo and revise it.
What do you think about the format of an album these days?
I guess I'm kind of old school with it.
Yeah,
8-10 tracks.
I'm the same way. I still remember I still have the joy of buying a new album and putting it in and being left alone and just,
Yeah, I've been jamming Lamb of God's newest album.
Really? Mm-hmm. I've been on the new Tavern Townsend. Yeah, I can't stop listening to that. So, anything you want to say about Provoke the Colossus as we wrap this up?
Well, I mean, we kick ass live. I always hear that.
Yeah, you guys do kick ass live.
We got a lot of energy. I don't know.
I have no energy. I just try not to fuck up.
Yeah, that is pretty hard. Get to headbang and move around like, man, that sounds awful. I should back off a little bit.
Yeah.
But,
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Thanks for watching us during the apocalypse, and we'll see what happens next.